Alright. Welcome everyone. It is a nice Monday, 9 p.m. CET right now. And you know what that means? We have some Strive action today. So, it's me, Raj, again. Ace has been, again busy. I stepped in last second to help him out tonight. So, but I'm not gonna be commentating anyway. So, you're gonna hear me yap for like maybe 5 minutes and then we're gonna start. I'm gonna hand you guys over to the people, more valuable than me on commentary. And yeah. So, as always, top 8 is almost assembled. We are still waiting for the final set to happen. It was kind of weird. We had a little stall, little delay at the start, but it's been fixed by now. So, that's why we're starting slightly later by like those roughly 15 minutes. But yeah, I hope everyone's been having a good day. And our top 8 is looking kind of nice. Our top 8 is looking very nice. We have PataChu, Yoish, Amanita, and I believe Zato-VaN in the winner's top 8 side, and the loser side was still assembling, but I saw some names like KaitouDandy make top 8 on the loser side, so very nice to see. But what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna jump scare my co-commentators, and I'm gonna hand you guys off to them. So boo. I that was a preemptive. I gave you a warning this time.
You did. I still shit my pants.
Damn, I'm so good at it by now. The weeks of jump scaring have paid off. I'm so nice at it. But yeah, today it's gonna be Lapsus and YoKai doing it. I'm gonna be again going into the trenches, where I belong. In the commentary trenches where I belong.
Get out of here.
Damn, already kicking me off. I don't even get to finish the sentence.
Yeah, go to work. We gotta bracket the commentate. Get out of here.
But it's gonna be these two heading it over as I've been being told. You guys have fun. You enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, and welcome everybody to this top 8. We have a pretty stacked top 8. We had some, and sadly for you, we had some banger of games that weren't able to be played, and also some upsets already looking into the top 8, apart from because it is spicy.
Yeah, it definitely is a very spicy top 8. We got some of the usual names we expect to see up here: PataChu, Amanita, Zato-VaN, right? And then a few crazy names making their way through, beating some higher seed players, which is always really cool to see. The ever-evolving meta of top-level players in Strive, where we have the likes of Shangbadung and YoKai pietaa making it all the way into the top 8 loser side. So that's very lovely to see. And of course, maybe a chance here for Tatami Galaxy to pull off the upset against Crillou and move on into the top 8 to face off against KaitouDandy. So some very stacked matchups and also some very lovely surprises.
Certainly, but now the first game we're going to have, at least according to stream matches, it should be PataChu against Yoish. Our first seed, PataChu Yoish, making the biggest upset as of now, beating Crillou 3-1 on the qualifier for top 8 on winners. Nothing to scoff at it. That's a good result there.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And then other more or less interesting things. Pietaa, I would say before, is on top 8. Managed to beat Cuenca 3-1 also. So yeah, there've been a couple of upsets here and there, but yeah.
I mean, not only Cuenca, right? Also Strelitzia before that.
Also Strelitzia, yeah. A lot of things happened, sadly for you. All of them happened on losers, and well, we're only doing top 8, which is what it is.
I mean,
but
top 8 is a very important point to make too, because then you get to be on the cool graphic.
Oh yeah. The graphic is also, but you know what is worth it?
Was worth it.
Going to exclamation point Macharino and claiming a code.
Oh yeah, definitely. We didn't have the beginning of the stream to cover that portion of the assignment, so definitely if we can hop in here, get as many of those codes claimed and that prize will contribute to, right? That would be lovely to support these top 8 players and their performance that they're going to be putting on for y'all tonight.
Exactly, and if you don't remember how that shit worked, is a 1, 2, 3. Raj, I think, has a video on it, and if not, it's damn simple how to do it. You just need to log into Matcherino, which actually doesn't even require anything specially. Has nothing special to do. You can even log in with the Supercell ID if you want to, I don't know, rep your Clash of Clans TH15 anything.
Mm-hmm.
Because why not? You can always log in with whatever. So yeah, you can just log in, Twitter, Twitch, Line, as I said before, Supercell ID. For some reason it works. But yeah. Just go there, claim the code. It's gonna put 25 cents to the prize pool, and it's going to keep them growing.
Well, I think so. Seeing that we have somebody in this lobby with a Zato character locked in, I believe we're going to be going to watch Zato-VaN versus Amanita first. So, Zato versus Millia. Lapsus, what do you think?
A very season 1 matchup, but it's been a hot minute since I've seen one. For 2 reasons. I only know 1 people that plays Millia at competitive level. Well, 2 actually, but it's been a good while since I've seen Addiction play. So it's only going to be Amanita. And also it's been a good while since I've seen any Zato. So if my memory serves me correctly, depending on how it's on Amanita's side to lose it.
How so?
Mobility. No,
I suppose.
let me explain. Zato has some good mobility on the air, yes, but Zato prefers to lock you on ground, even though, yeah, have a really good movement, can fly, yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
But then if you can just manage to evade anything and then just punish Zato, it's your turn to party.
Yeah, I suppose there's a good chance you can try. Like, I don't think Millia is lacking for anti-airs and also air-to-air options, right? That close slash hitting pretty nicely directly above her, as well as 6P. You know, that big flower extending out, sniping you on a more direct approach angle. But I mean, typically, the way Zato will play, I don't think it's necessarily Zato alone. It's always going to be the choice that he makes on Eddie, right? Like, either it's going to be Eddie for the pressure or Eddie for the combo game. Typically, they want to start off with the pressure game, right? Just to force you down, get you on a knockdown from a throw or something, and then quickly charge up, and then run some light pressure where you can then safely transition back into Eddie pressure.
I'm sorry, but I need to cut you because we were probably spoiling the next match. We're going to go with the Yoish versus PataChu, so it's gonna be Zato still, but against Sin this time.
Oh, yeah, that's been how long I've last seen Yoish. I completely forgot that he played Zato.
Yep.
Yeah. Interesting for PataChu to opt to take a defensive start there. So something says about that Zato round start 2S that he has to respect it.
Always, you always need to respect Zato, especially because if you don't respect it, you're going to end like PataChu right now on the corner opposed, just trying to lock PataChu in. But at the end, if you can just far-reaching move, you can do it, and then ride the lightning. It's gonna break the wall, get a positive bonus, all the good stuff for PataChu.
A little low on the stamina there, so has to be careful how he structures the pressure. Uses the RC to immediately back away. Himself a nice pickup. Unfortunately, the lack of stamina doesn't mean the greatest extension, but Yoish down to the last sliver of HP. A missed EP, not too bad just yet. You can scramble with that remaining health to find that kill.
Yeah, but at the end managed to get it, and now, as I said before, PataChu once again going for a defensive start, but this time going to work, leak some damage and force the burst from PataChu.
Yeah, oh, foot seized, but yeah, you can special cancel on Sin, and just like that, a lovely pickup. Yoish going for the burst here. Doesn't want to see that wall broken, and a positive meter bonus going the way of PataChu. RC to extend the pressure some more. Nice bit of stagger pressure. Finds a quick knockdown. Eddie is not back up just yet. And PataChu with an excellent usage of the tools to escape the corner now is going to be netting himself another wall break.
Certainly, but lucky for Yoish, no bar to use any of the supers. Only reward damage, but PataChu being so sneaky. He's gonna put Yoish on pixel health. Oh, boy, Yoish, beautifully done there. Gonna also put PataChu on pixel health. This is going to be a game of inches.
Flex shield, push him away. Might find the kill here, does indeed, but gonna go into the final round with half burst on the table. Earlier, Yoish probably not too happy to see that wall splat that early in the combo. Rather try to kill, hang onto that burst, but we're okay here. Starting off nice and aggressive, oppose, forcing PataChu to respect that. Flies away, trying to expertly navigate around the anti-airs. Still, PataChu able to find the entry, dumping a lot of stamina, saving one bar, already finds that knockdown. There is the pressure once again, stamina keeps it going, trying to anti-air, RC to make it safe, and there it is.
Beautifully done, recognizing the bull fail, and then are seeing, and now Yoish very low life, both players doing boost, and half bar of tension for each. Beautiful mix from Yoish, gonna pop immediately going the Samboy, reset Eddie, keep the pressure going, but the DP from PataChu is gonna connect, taking the throw, one hit boost from Yoish. But the big driver at the end is gonna be more than enough. PataChu taking first blood.
You gotta be careful with that, man. That was some really excellent mix there from Yoish, and towards the end, using the command, that one special that gives him a lot of momentum in the air to quickly cross over to the other side during a Eddie multi-hitting move. So it's you know, good luck on PataChu to try and guess what side he needs to block that last Eddie hit, but still able to overcome it in the end, taking that first game. But Yoish, no slouch, right? Is kind of making PataChu work for this. So there's a really good shot that he can put one on the board, never let alone also, you know, maybe take the whole set.
We believe, because it's been a good while since we've seen a Zato do good job. But hey, if one can do it, why not Yoish? Actually, the top enters on the DP. Yoish putting the pressure, half tension. That's gonna be difficult to escape, but hey, the DP exists for that.
The oppose held the DP a little longer, so the active frame was extended to catch Yoish there. So, bit of a life lead here for Yoish to play with. Does find a quick hit. RC for the extension. Doesn't quite get the crossover, but still able to float underneath. And just like that, wall splat into the Amogus. And that should be the round to Yoish.
Yeah, love the way that Yoish used that breaking the law to mix PataChu, which side they are going to be appearing, but it's that advantage Yoish that's gonna also getting a good round start.
Absolutely, just, you know, keeping the pressure stagger and safe, but there it is, the patience from PataChu looking for a kind of a rhythm here in Yoish to challenge with his own long normal. And just like that, look at that cash out, going straight into the tire barrel, hits that sweet spot so nice. Still have one stamina bar to play with. So either we're going to extend it on pressure, in this case it's going to be the full combo, going straight into the Kara Tyrant. I love the Zato-VaN.
I mean, yeah, it's very interactive, very appropriate for the character. As it is the way that Yoish is playing, forcing PataChu already on. Oh, another big punish this time, betting the grab, trying to mix them with different sides. Eddie, and oh, beautiful blocks by PataChu.
Oh, you had to say it. You had to mention it, because there goes the Hog Baker trying to get out for once. Usually puts him into the the clan grab. Great usage of the 6B to just swat out the leapfrog and also challenge Yoish with the peak driver right after that. RTL to confirm the wall break. One bar of stamina left to play with. So far, while the Celtics in the pressure, really looking for an opening here, just like that, to cash out. Not even going to use the stamina, just straight RTL, and that should be the kill. Yeah, breaking more with the wall and explosion.
At that point, if you have a full bar of tension, just go for it. There was nothing to lose. So yeah. 2-0 for PataChu.
It's very interesting to see PataChu keep the stamina, right? So don't use it for pressure in spite of having the 100 meter, because you'd think that, like, okay, with the 100 meter available, that is how I'm going to either extend my combo or net the kill on Yoish here to win the game. So I might as well expend the stamina a little bit more on the pressure game. But at the same time, it could have also been exactly that fake out to threaten a special that has that cancel from the stamina.
PataChu with their layers of combat, but now again the pokes are working. Tapping driver doing so much damage against Yoish. PataChu finding another opening, gonna be another full combo. Yes, that is right aligning, gonna break another wall. PataChu is finding oil with every hit.
Absolutely, and wow, just chasing him down, getting that air throw, bring him back to the ground. Good use of the stomp, and immediately has enough meter for that RTL cash out. PataChu, that point.
Yoish is going to has enough power to go for a deflection, and it's not gonna be long since they're going to be able to go for any other option there. And PataChu now on the blocking side, but beautifully done.
Nice, also very well read on that throw. Getting the reject, but unfortunately needing a little bit more damage. Yoish trying to play it slow, wait for the Eddie meter to come back. He's able to acquire it. That looked a little bit sus there. Unfortunately, doesn't have the Eddie meter to extend it any further. Has to go for a light punish. Once again, no, this time Eddie is back. RC for a little bit more damage. There's the wall splat. Not enough. Oh, it is enough to kill. I thought maybe might need the super, but how wrong I am. Yoish with a chance to stay alive.
Yeah, that move is deceptively good at breaking walls. I think PataChu has been spending a little bit too much of that DP as of this last moment, but Yoish, beautiful sequence. There we go. Somebody just reset it. Don't even think about anything else. Reset Eddie. Get ready for the pressure. Oh, finds the opening. That's gonna be enough. Yes. No? What?
Yeah, what indeed. Gold Burst just denies the Eddie. Has meter to play with, but look at the life disadvantage on the side of PataChu. Yeah, overextending with that DP, hoping that maybe to try and catch him out of the air possibly, but Yoish already on the ground. And even then, right, any stagger pressure you do run, Yoish has so much health to be able to confidently just press through your pressure and deny you. Because after all, right, he is looking for, at the least, for that trade to deny you that last pixel of health to close it out. But there is Yoish, one on the board, only 2 away from sending down PataChu to the loser side. So pretty tall order, but it is possible.
It is. It always is. It may be difficult, yes, but we thrive on the difficult. We may need to suffer, yes, but it is what we need to do. So yeah, Yoish need to start getting pumped up, getting in the zone completely, focusing in and just doing it.
Blocked so far. There's the DP. Yoish trying to go for an aggressive burst here to keep PataChu in the corner, but unfortunately launches him back to mid-screen. Now trying to play the patient game, get Eddie out, but unfortunately both 2-for-1 deal here for PataChu. Snaps both of the necks. Like that. Splats against the wall. Good break. 1 bar of stamina. That positive bonus is quickly going to net him back. That 50% tension has burst available to play with. Yoish trying to find an opening here. Safely get Eddie going. Already expending a lot of Eddie gauge. The oppose. Now you're in the corner, but no Eddie meter to play with.
No Eddie meter, only now getting access to 50% tension, but there is no use. PataChu finds the opening, puts him through the wall, but without any super, not enough damage. Yoish still alive. And now finds the heal. Let's see the combo. It's gonna go for a reset, but oh, finds the opening. Sneaky Yoish.
Yeah, definitely good use of breaking the law. There's the 5D to connect, but the final hit of Leapfrog, taking away what could have been a super for the kill. Now we're gonna have to RPS, use the deflect shield to try and keep him away, but there is the L-Cunt getting right back in his face. YRC trying to take his turn back, and the sweep is good. Yoish, the round up here in game number 4, maybe a chance. Looking pretty good.
It is looking pretty good indeed. And oh, and now post blocking big driver on the follow-up. Well, but Yoish already on the corner. It's a big driver. Follow-up is no good, but PataChu finds another opening. That's gonna be another break the wall. Yes, with the tire and barrel and the sweet spot.
Here we go. Eddie just poking away, but Yoish has to be careful here. Just like that, dive kick will connect. RC for the extension. Yoish gonna hang on to this burst most likely for the next round. Pixel help to play with here. Trying to challenge with that 5P. Who knows? But to no avail. The life lead is a little too far in PataChu's favor. Set point, but Yoish with the burst available. Immediately using it.
Yeah, there is your burst. PataChu trying to break. Eddie gets stuck. Now gets the counter hit. Gonna put the full pressure against Yoish. Full cost. Full carry. Gets another hit against the wall, has super, yes, it is that iron barrel, another sweet spot. And Yoish is not looking good for where has enough bar for a super and or an RC, but that's not going to save him. PataChu, 4-3-1 against Yoish.
Very, very nice. Yoish definitely had some really strong moments there, but I think PataChu just too used to playing into the Zato overall. And of course, you know, there is the subtle factor that Sin is a very good character. I think traditionally this matchup throughout the existence of Sin 2 games has never quite been in Zato's favor just due to how long these buttons are. And in the right situation, we saw it happen once in the set where a JS was able to hit both Eddie and Zato at the same time. So, you know, beak driver as far as is just overall kind of tricky to safely deploy Eddie out there and get that pressure going.
Yeah, difficult long range buttons has always been the bane of Zato. So yeah, PataChu is just too much experience playing against that character because remember everyone that Zato was one of the boogeymans of season 1. Was good. So PataChu's been here since then. So experience against Zatos, trust me, he has that. But now, we've seen one Zato, there's another one incoming.
The Zato Nation is not done yet, Zato-VaN says in the stream matches chat. I think, you know, regarding the season 1 boogeyman that you mentioned earlier, it's going to be very much the case in this match. You know, we talked about it a bit beforehand, right? Zato-VaN or Zato will try to likes to be airborne in a lot of situations, but you know, Millia with a good like a good spread of anti-airs, so can definitely deal with that situation. Unfortunately, it's not the only thing that that Amanita has to wear around, right? Because we do have the Eddie on the screen, and if Zato-VaN can knock her down into the corner, not the greatest defensive tools on Millia, aside from what the system offers.
On neither side. We are talking about only system mechanics for defense in both sides, and we all know that when either of those characters get their party started, it's difficult to stop it. Right now, Zato is gonna put Amanita onto the corner, there is the counter hit. That's not gonna look.
Keeps the pressure going. Quick trade, but not quite able to escape the corner yet. And we see that Zato-VaN willing to immediately just back away, right? Doesn't want to be caught lacking, waiting underneath Millia, and very lovely anti-air to close it out there. Zato-VaN taking that first round pretty confidently. Blocks there from Amanita, backs away, trying to get the Capel in. Does manage to snipe Eddie away, so there is an edited Zato to try and bully now. Good pickup, going for the optimal extensions. Getting that wall splat with those 2 Ps. And not enough meter for a super, but still plenty of damage dealt.
Certainly, and that's damage done, difficult to recover for Zato. But now, Amanita locked into the corner. Yellow is not going to be enough. And the burst, neither! That is command grab from Zato-VaN. RC against the wall. Not enough! Even though Millia has one of the lowest life totals in the game, that was not enough. Amanita has another chance.
Yeah, but look how confident Zato-VaN is to play with his life lead, right, already. Just throwing out those 5 Ps, hoping that Amanita accidentally falls into it. And again, right, like if those 2 moves trades, whatever Amanita presses and Zato's 5P, Zato is just perfectly fine with it. It's like, okay, cool, you're dead. I don't care.
Yeah, at that point, yes, too much of a life advantage means that you can party where you need to go. Right.
Yeah, definitely. Kind of how the cookie crumbles, right? Life advantage, so scary. The health is a resource, but you gotta be careful that you don't resource it too deeply.
Yeah, there are times that it is like it is. Both players are equally skilled, and life advantage is a factor. Even though it's a resource, yes, but it's a factor.
Here we
But
go,
now-
Amanita finding an opening, able to chase down Zato-VaN into the corner. TK Bad Moon for that quick overhead to connect. Doing a nice drip of damage, wall splat. No meter for the super, but damage has been done and the life ever so slightly in Amanita's favor. But Zato-VaN looking to change that ASAP.
Yeah, and there you go. Life parity, no more, and probably Amanita's dead. Out of Among Us, no! Not even the wall that's gonna be enough, but commanding life advantage, oh, not even Artemis is enough, and the impact to hell are truly going to be inviting someone to hell this time.
I do like the attempt on Blue RC to try and slow down Zato-VaN, maybe poke out a jump in approach. Kept it nice and safe, but here we go, a very aggressive opening. Has Zato-VaN locked the corner, somehow able to jump away, but there is that close slash, just poking him straight out of the air.
The power of that close slash. Millia's best anti-air, and for an airborne character like her, beautiful tool. Now both players tied on this game. Oh, and Amanita is the one that's going to force the first push very early on. You don't want to be on Millia's mix.
Very, very true indeed, but Zato-VaN here with the patience, able to quickly challenge away, but hasn't quite able to escape the corner just yet. Amanita's capitalizing on it, trying to use the JS to fish, doesn't quite hit, but there's the TK Bad Moon, and again, big combo, mix-ups comes out, same side, good blocks from Zato-VaN, nice patience, able to knows what to expect from a lot of these mix-up situations, but constantly close slash to force him back into the ground. There's a throw, probably one final mix. YRC, TK Bad Moon now connecting, leapfrog, anti-air. A little bit of health left for Zato-VaN to try mount his comeback. Burst is available for Amanita, so not too press him in the bad situation. Can really make this finish comfortably. Good bait on the throw.
Yeah, beautifully done by Zato-VaN, but now no defensive position for Zato-VaN. Tension is gonna build up now. There is another chance, and Amanita still having access to boost. There is pops it. Denies the sandbite, but it gets returned.
Almost gets a whiff punish. Artemis just backing away, trying to see deflect shield away from the Bad Moon TK. Puts him in the corner. There's the... Oh yeah, YRC get the Eddie away, trying to push down, but this has been the hardest last bit of HP Amanita's had to work to kill for, and the 2P is what does it.
If it works, it works. Don't even think much about it. At that point, when both players were mentally exhausted, that was a very long game for what it is. In Strife, that's a long game, and both players very much on the edge of glory both all the time. Yeah. If that works, don't think that much. It worked.
I mean, if you're real about it and you wanna make it happen, right? Like make a really deep run into Salties, you need to be quite comfortable in planning and navigating through these really, really low health situations that one more normal can kill you, and you have to make this comeback without YOLOing too crazy.
Only YOLO if you feel like you can. If not, stick to the basics, you know what you are doing. Oh, but now Amanita with the pressure after that reset due to the wall break. I'm trying to get the counter hit. Yeah, beautiful anti-air there forcing the boost out of her. And now 2K2D, another starter. Oh, the frog is going to connect on the air, but it's not enough. But the pressure is working, and the JH.
And it's a big circular normal to make sure that you just throw a hitbox out on all sides to not let the Millia slip away. But here we go, throw. Same side mix-up, already close to the wall, and it's going to be a break. Has that positive meter bonus. No hard knockdown due to no super. Just like that, immediately Zato-VaN taking the opportunity to get right in there. Charge dust not connecting, but still has the Eddie sandwich going. No more Eddie to play. Find the knockdown, Drunker Shade, push him away. RC, keep the pressure going. Eddie slowly regenerating. It's going to be a minute, and now it is Amanita's turn.
Certainly it is, and now the thing is, it started with the TK Bad Moon, but drops it in the air, which means that the one will get one hit to get the party started, and blocking the burst. That's more than enough.
Yeah, I think that's definitely one of the more strongest suits of these puppet characters. Definitely a character like Zato, who can just let the Eddie do some damage, right? Let the rock some of the hits. And in the meantime, you know, just wait it out, block block and be safe. And in this case, you're able to bait out a burst mid of your own combo with like next to no effort. Of course, you do lose Eddie for the trade, but hey, at least you don't send back to full screen.
No, I know. You don't lose that much area because after the latest touches on Zato, you only lose like only at the optimal point, not a full reset. But now, Amanita is starting to not like this, so it's gonna put Zato through the wall and not let him breathe again. That's a lot of pressure that Amanita is putting onto Zato-VaN, not letting him play at all.
Yeah, very, wow, perfect, no less. Very Millia round. I mean, both of these characters really just looking at the other one saying like, hey, listen, here's the objective. You don't get to play. I want to do my funny mix. Just like that. I don't know what side that was on. And neither did Amanita's, unfortunately. Zato-VaN off to a strong start of his own. Walked in the corner quickly, RCing down to the ground. Unfortunately, no further Eddie needed to extend the combo. Does get the command grab. Welcome back, Eddie. Let's see what the pressure is like. First available for Amanita's. Chances are going to be hanging on to this for the next round.
Yeah, it's looking a bit like that. And, oh, Amanita finding that far slash. The other one, gonna get put through the ringer against the other side of the wall. But no. 5p. Finding the point. Set point for Zato-VaN.
Yep. Oh, Capel. Get a quick knockdown, set up the heavy disc, gets the low, nice extension towards the corner, and that should be the wall break. Half health gone already from Zato-VaN, and the positive meter bonus here for Amanita to play with. These mix-ups are going to get scary just like that. RC, TK, Bad Moon doesn't quite keep the pickup going, but able to find reset on reset, and the OTG to finish it out. Amanita tying up the set 2 apiece.
Very tight set, and what we told before at the end. Life advantage. The one that has the most life advantage after each reset is the one that has higher chances to win it. We've seen it the first time. You have a health advantage. You can gamble a little bit, even though we all know that one touch is enough for any of these characters to pop you out.
It's true. It's very true.
Duel 1.
Here we go. Final game between these two. One has to go to the loser's side after this, and Amanita already starting it off nice and strong, getting that early throw. Baits out the throw of Zato-VaN, and then also the burst being claimed nice and early, but there's the challenge. Goes for the breaking the law, quick knockdowns. No Eddie needed just yet to extend the pressure more than just a simple cancel to knockdown. Amanita expertly navigating around it to now swap the side, and is actually Zato-VaN that's stuck in the corner despite all the effort he made to try and push Amanita.
We are facing both of the best corner characters in the game. One hit is enough to put you on the corner and not even let you escape. And now Amanita set point. First time that she has this kind of advantage against Zato-VaN. Always Zato-VaN being one step ahead.
And man, that crossover mix-up using multi-hitting Eddie normals and then forcing you to swap the guard has been working wonders against Amanita, as Zato-VaN is ready up to an aggressive start. Unfortunately, Eddie getting poked away. Having to rely here on a bit of a poke, keep away game plan, but the Millia car is going to get that fat counter hit. Knocked all the way to the corner, sets up the disc, anti-air throw, get back in there. We're not done just yet. TK Bad Moon not hitting the mark, but still blocks on the double overhead. It's a quick trade. RC take the turn back. Eddie is home. Just like that, Zato-VaN is going to bring it down to a final round situation.
Exactly, double Luigi moment. Last game, last round, and Zato-VaN is the one that hit the first one to the round and the first one to force a burst. Amanita.
Turbo fall. Knockdowns purpose from Zato-VaN. About half a piece for both players, but there. No wall break just yet.
No, not enough, I know. Grab, no, Eddie is in good position, but no, we're going to go for the command grab. Roman cancel it. 5H, and this is enough. At the end, Zato-VaN is gonna send Amanita on to losers.
Yeah, very impressive game between these two. So likely, I mean, we definitely got one more game of Amanita in our playbook, but it's not going to be the last I believe we see of her. Definitely gonna have some more games, I believe. But Zato-VaN now moving on over to that winner final slot to face off against PataChu after our loser side run, where we are going to be starting off with. Trying to see what match is going to type. I see KaitouDandy, Crillou. I don't know if they're in order.
Yeah, we have Kaitou versus Crillou, Shangbadung
Yep.
versus pietaa, and we're going to go for the first one. It's gonna be Kaitou versus Crillou.
Oh, tell me, Lapsus, what do you think?
I'm thinking something, but I don't know what I'm expecting. That's the main problem. I can't remember what people played.
I
am-
saw Crillou walk into the lobby, and yeah, that reminded me they are on that Potemkin arc.
Okay, so we have a little bit of terrorism.
That's one way to describe Potemkin in his current state.
Yeah, so, I mean, we've all been recipients of Potemkin abuse. Our backs are not the same after all those backbreakers. We still need lumbar support. So
Yep.
yeah, it's not good.
Master Chiropractor Potemkin, and yeah, I can't. It's been a minute since I think I've seen the name KaitouDandy come by, so I don't want to be baited by the dandy part in their name to believe that. Let's see. Actually, what's their profile picture they got here? Oh, that's just Joker from Persona 5.
And apparently, according to Raj, yeah, we are not baited. It's gonna be Slayer.
Oh, well, dope. Yes, exactly. Perfect. Two very high damaging characters. Of course, one does damage without your consent by command grabbing you, right? So no mix-ups involved. Well, the mix-up is did you jump or not in time?
Mm-hmm. And if you jump, there can always be the extra back adjustment in form of the heavenly.
I mean, not necessarily even that, right? Like, if this goes comfortably in the way of Crillou, he will have meter to play with, and a whiff Potemkin Buster is going to be a PRC that will either counter hit you if you're being too hasty, or drag you down to the ground for the next mix-up.
Yeah, so we will need to see, but now both players locked and loaded, and it's going to be Kaitou forcing the first push very early out of Crillou, but now Slayer head connecting. Backdash on Slayer is a hell of a tool, but you need to use it correctly.
Oh, very nice. Crillou is not going to be caught out by these massive hammer. PRC off the whip, hot buster into another one. Massive damage being dealt. Quick knockdowns, and there's the Garuda pressure. Good patience, close slash, counter hit, and Crillou just immediately showing why this character is a bit of a problem.
Certainly it is too much damage, too many defenses, too many everything, and that was 6p into the hit tackle, and still went on positive. That makes no sense. But now, Kaitou getting a good couple of hits, Mava putting Crillou onto the corner, trying to get the pressure ongoing. There's another opening. Potemkin is so healthy.
Yeah, I mean, look how long he can take just blocking it out, waiting for an opportunity, but very well done from KaitouDandy to forcefully put Crillou back down to the ground. Double eats, universe counter spread against the wall. Very well done. A rounded piece for both players, so the momentum game is really strong between either. So we'll see who comes out on top and keeps it going.
As of right now, Kaitou having a slight advantage on health, but Crillou is gonna put an end to that advantage. Keeping the pressure going, are seeing, because I told you before, Slayer's backdash is very, very good. It's very invincible, but it's very committed also. He's used a little bit more sparingly on defense, especially if you have bar, but now we're going to think, yep, super Mava, over that wall.
Man, Potemkin's so tanky after all that. Not able to equalize the health just yet, but eats a Potemkin Buster, gets the other side, goes for a hard bait on the burst. Taking a bit of damage here, both players roughly equal in health, but there is the tap dust. Crillou taking that first game.
Yes, at the end, it's the thing. Potemkin has so much life, so much guts. Even if his Slayer is the one that is known that has a lot of damage, it's the main thing of Slayer. Lots of damage, very concise, not that many defense. But the problem is that Potemkin has good defense on, just blocking, very good backdash, and life can take a lot of damage.
Yeah. Go. Easily gets straight in there, the bite. Now, seems pressure Mappa, but unfortunately gets punished by the back throw. Fires the Potemkin Buster, yes, missed the mark, goes for an aggressive burst, trying to keep Kaito locked into this corner for now. Look at the patience, there's another Pop Buster. Put him back down to ground, Garuda pressure, one more. This time, going for an RC combo.
That was probably... Ooh, and not even killing. That was probably a... I am going to guess, so I don't take my word as gospel, that probably was expecting Kaito to backdash, so it was inputted
preemptive.
Yeah, too preemptive, so it just happened. No, but now still managed to get the point, but oh god, Kaito, beautiful universal counter hit, the biggest damage there. Putting one.
Kaito left, right, what side are you on? Make a decision. Getting these back shot power bunkers. Just able to extend the combo so expertly. Still, early start here for Crillou. And that pop buster, big damage, all combo. Oh yeah, it's a combo pop buster. It's the most. That's...
Yeah, not that much move. 16 into the hit tackle. One Garuda, missing the first one, but not the second. Robot busted. Lots of damage. KaitouDandy, he blocked the boost, and there it is. Another pop buster. See you very much. Crillou is gonna go 2-0 over Kaito for now.
Yeah, very bold attempt there from KaitouDandy to try and press on a very life disadvantage situation against Potemkin of all characters. I mean, like, even if you do trade, I don't think you ever want to be in a trading war against Potemkin just because of how hard he hits on individual moves. Like, just eating 1-5 HS on counter hit, I don't even think Slayer God has anything really to compete into that.
I don't think anyone has enough damage to compete against straight hits versus Potemkin.
But you know, you do have to make something happen when you're on the losing side.
Exactly, but now Crillou managed to get a light hit. They're gonna put some pressure against Kaito. Not looking good. Oh, good punish on the grab.
Again, the 6P hitting from behind. Mappa's just out of range, straight into the loving embrace of Crillou. Do we have the kill here? HPB will do it. Crillou is going to be on that set point against KaitouDandy.
My back. My back is not going to be the same after this one.
Properly stretched out. Nice. In the corner, Garuda pressure, walking up, close slash, not hitting the mark. Being a bit too patient there, and Kaito not getting the pickup, still finds the reset. Knocks his hammer. Oh, tried to delay, but Crillou just ready with the backdash here, and also the nice combo to boot.
Yeah, beautifully done by Crillou. Evading the last point of damage out of Kaito, and then a beautiful combo to put as much pain. Now, it's only one interaction for Crillou to win.
Ooh. Again. The throw being whiffed out, getting pretty close there, but Crillou just very much in control, and it's going to be taking it 3-0, moving on forward. Being the end of KaitouDandy, finishing off in top 8. So Crillou next going to be facing off against Amanita. Before that, we got Shangbadung versus pietaa. Good to see them back in the top 8 side once again.
Yeah, always to see people back into top 8, but oof, that matchup, Crillou versus Amanita, I am not fancying seeing Millia against Potemkin.
Any
That's
low defense character versus Potemkin?
Not low defense, low life.
Sorry, yeah.
The defense yeah, it's the thing. Defense modifier. It's technically everybody has the same life, but then guts and defense modifier messes it up. It's not gonna be fun. Well, it's gonna be fun for us. I don't think Amanita is going to enjoy it as much as she will like.
You say that, but you know, it's what they sign up for on the roster. It's like, oh yeah, this character low health versus characters that can basically pop me like a grape if I'm not ready. So you deal with it.
Tell me about it. So now
here we go. YoKai pietaa versus Shangbadung. That is going to be the A.B.A versus the Baiken.
very even start, but not pietaa. The one has more advantage. Possibly an early push out of Shangbadung, neither going for into a more, but Shangbadung beautifully done, preventing good amount of time. But not enough.
Yeah, just walked in the corner here. Has plenty of side of Jealousy Rage Gauge to play with. She finds the install here, but excellent challenge there from Shangbadung, immediately putting her back to the mid screen. There's the throw. Kamari applied. Now it's time for the mix-up zones. Good first block, but unfortunately it doesn't stop there. Look at this Kabari combo. One last hit should do it here. Goes for the super.
Beautiful there, pietaa. And all that TKO sounds and that huge arc catching pietaa.
That was a choice for sure, and it paid off real nice. I don't think pietaa was ready for that.
I think no one was ready for that. Pietaa just said, what? Things happen, but now pietaa with a huge amount of advantage. Full jealousy gauge. Immediately going for the call of Cthulhu, and it is going to connect Shangbadung very low on life, gets the hit, and that is going to spell the end.
Yeah, I'm surprised she didn't finish the combo there. I don't know, maybe greeting for a burst bait, but the life leads so much in her favor. I guess you could afford it. And instantly bursts away. Doesn't want to let Shangbadung get anything started. Has them already in the corner. There's going to be the burst out. Finds the install, but away game from Baiken can be pretty nice with some of these long normals. But guess who has longer normals? And it is A.B.A in this Jealousy Rage form.
I mean, Paracelsus is like a 2-meter key. It's a lot of... It's a lot.
Key.
Yeah. Oh, but once again, I am enjoying the way that pietaa is using the key scheme. Punishing Shangbadung with a lot of users, and now pietaa 1-0 over Shangbadung.
Yeah, very good start here. So round apiece, but still pietaa able to close it out pretty comfortably. So maybe starting to get her footing in the Baiken matchup here. So like, oh yeah, that's how it went again. And also, that's how Shangbadung likes to play. Good. Let's call it out.
Yeah, I think it's more importantly the manager recognizing how to take more advantage of that jealousy gauge. The one that Shangbadung won was because Shangbadung managed to contain that jealousy gauge, not letting that play a lot. Well, we all know what happens when it runs rampant. It is forcing an early boost and immediate reverse go by beautiful counter hit for pietaa. Another install, but this time we'll need to very aggressively boost, but beautiful parry out of Shangbadung.
Magnet hands on how that parry was able to catch. Immediately Shangbadung capitalizing big time off of the Kabari that was set off of it. Yozan said overhead, unfortunately no meter to keep the pickup going. Pietaa in a very rough situation, but was able to use the key as king to quickly generate a bit of excitement back. Still, it's not going to be too much. Double overhead, safely uninstall. Not quite.
No, the 2S not connecting after that. Try, but still, the referee is good. Oh, finding the opening now. Not even needing the transformation.
Even without Jealousy Rage form, those mix-ups are so potent thanks to RC.
Yes. But now Shangbadung with that tether applied, trying to open pietaa up, but good defense there on the other side. Another tether is set up this time with the grab, which means that Shangbadung has more advantage, but pietaa's defense still holding strong to a point.
To a point, until you mention it. And of course here, Shangbadung going to go for the big cash out. Might be the kill here. Oh, pixel health still. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, at this situation, I would just kind of die ASAP, right? Because you don't want to like keep the positive meter bonus running for Shangbadung to deny him as much burst gauge as possible going into this final round.
Yeah, it's the best option for pietaa, but now, ooh, getting another big counter hit. That's gonna get another install. Yep, there is the install. Shangbadung against the corner. Pietaa with full tempo right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely, just not letting up. Look at that Jealousy Rage gauge. Not enough to kill, but listen, this burst from Shangbadung is going to be very limited in use. Big Cthulhu super, forced to block, trying to FD away. Good block so far, backs away, trades. This burst, not going to be useful for a combo, right? The next hit will kill. So Shank desperately trying to find an opening here, but the key is killing.
He is king indeed. He's seen pietaa take full advantage of this over the fallout. And this time he's gonna be using it to kill Shangbadung. Tuning for pietaa. It's one of the closest games we've seen, but the results are not making it justice.
Yeah, definitely. This is one of those things that you always have to remember when looking back in how a bracket progressed, is to see like, oh, 3-0, but what kind of story does it tell? At a glance, everybody assumes it's just like, oh, complete wash, bruh. But put one of these on stream, and chances are they're close just like this. So Shangbadung just needs that last bit of magical sauce necessary to put one on the board. Hashtag not free.
Yeah, it is. Needs to be done, but pietaa playing beautifully. Good management of that jealousy gate. Shangbadung trying to escape, trying to put pressure, but pietaa already locking someone onto the corner. Oh, but Shangbadung finds the opening. There is Kagari trying to put some more pressure. Goes low. Beautifully done by Shangbadung. pietaa on the corner. No more jealousy gates. Only access to 50% tension.
Pulling his Kabari now at the behest of the Baiken mix, but able to find a quick hit there. He's able to install some Jersey Rage gauge, but there's that parry. Your plus frames may be slight, but you gotta be careful for that reversal option. With the Kabari off the throw, able to get a round. So Shangbadung with a chance here. See if the counter poke game keeps working.
Right now, another early transformation. Oh, but this time the poke is going to work. Could not fully combo it, but it doesn't matter. Shangbadung is on the corner and pietaa is on a roll.
Devious, evil mix-up. There is the wall break. No meter for the hard knockdown, but still, look at that life disadvantage. And now it's on Shangbadung just... Wow, with the aggression there all of a sudden to just run him down, but unfortunately, not going to be enough. So set point here for pietaa. See if Shangbadung can make a dent and place one on the board.
Interesting, but good start for Shangbadung, forcing pietaa out of the worst. Goes into jealousy or finds the opening. That's gonna be a lot of damage. Yeah, oh, and another transformation. Yeah, that's gonna be very dangerous for Shangbadung. Another hit. Yeah, going for the keys king.
Yeah.
Get a lot of excitement. Get into Mohora. That's not fun for Shangbadung.
Get that pick up. There's the burst. Only 2 more hits to Shangbadung's names, most likely, but here's a good opener. Has pietaa locked in the corner. pietaa uninstalled. Has a meter to play with, so Shangbadung does have to manage, but just RC straight in, and with the key grab, he's gonna kill it. 3-0 for pietaa.
pietaa just at that moment recognizing that, yep, I just need to go forward. Shangbadung is completely open, and that's what they made. Complete aggression, not even say recognizing the moment and say, yeah, I'm gonna capitalize on that. And a clean 3-0, but not that clean, if you know what I mean.
Yes. And good point here raised by Mineral in chat. Why are there so many codes left to be claimed? I do see a lot more viewers have settled in, so this is your message now after 4 games in. We're getting towards that twilight of this bracket, so do make sure to claim these codes, right? Support these players. It's right there, claim code gun that Ice is so nicely pointing out to y'all. If you're not logged in, you will be prompted to do so with a service of your choice, and after that, 25 cents will be added to the prize pool, and you'll be supporting these players with their lovely, lovely gameplay. Up next, it's going to be Amanita versus Crillou.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
And we are starting already both players going into a footsie phase, but no, Crillou managing to find the first knockdown. That's very dangerous for Amanita, already on the corner. Oh, preventive HPV, but not
It would have been really cool if it worked.
Oh
We
yeah.
would have gone crazy for it, but unfortunately it didn't. Amanita's playing a little bit more secure and slow, right? Knowing that the wrong overextension can lead to all this hard-worked health disappearing in an instant, right? This is a death by 1,000s cut character, whereas you're facing off against a nuclear bomb, right? One big hit, and it's all that effort wasted.
And there is another big hit. Geruda forcing the hit stun. Oh, one pot buster, not enough. But we immediately going for the hit knuckle. That's in a position to break the wall, and that's enough. That's almost a one shot from half health.
Funny how that works, right? Like you try your best, you poke at this giant of a man, And ultimately, he just gets one toss right in the corner. You go. Now you get to hold this awesome pressure where if you guess wrong, you basically just vaporize, right? Just fine red mist.
Yeah, not even. There are moments that is not even fun, but now Amanita going for the winger, trying to put so much onto Crillou, at least get the positive bonus, get the hard knockdown, trying to get the party started. But Crillou, beautiful defense, only letting go very small amount of hits.
Yeah, still, you know, Potemkin definitely one of those characters where you can use that health as a resource. Amanita trying to, oh, enough, yeah, desperately trying to land as many hits as possible to kill, and it will be enough. Both players with burst in the final round.
Yeah. Oh, and now Crillou starting to use that burst rate. First going for a reflection. The flick is going to be nullified with that Artemis. And Amanita has the hard knockdown, but Crillou is just going to touch some buttons, and those buttons are very good. Another HPV, preventive, or just wanting to get out of there.
Yeah, already pretty big life deficit, but I think straight into the winger. Is it going to be enough of that RC scaling? Not quite.
The amount of catch, yeah, the amount of catch on Potemkin is huge indeed.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, good. Very, very smart indeed from Amanita. Just stay away, play from the maximum distance that you have to. The moment you just start risking mix-ups on Krillou's face, right, is when you invite the possibility that a pot buster maybe just swung out and all of that health just disappears in an instant.
Yeah, it's what happened on that first game. Crillou just deleted Amanita. But then Amanita just said, yeah, I'm just going to go for when I have the combo. And if not, play more mid-range, trying to bait the move, because Potemkin move has a good amount of recovery. We need to agree on that, but still.
Big start
It's
here
not
for
easy.
Amanitas. Oh my god. Hammerfall break just armoring right through Garuda to start the pressure. 2S catching. Punching with pop buster, so not able to fully capitalize on the knockdown. Here's Amanita running into the pressure. Heavy slash. But the throw? Wow, that was weird. I could have sworn that Hammerfall connected, but able to get the throw out in time. Very nicely done. TK Bad Moon, RC for the pickup, has that 50 meter for the winger. Is it going to be enough, or is that one more shot for Crillou? One last chance it is.
One last chance indeed, and okay, there is the yellow, not enough for go into any of Potemkin overdrive, still only going for the flick, but when you are at pixel and you miss all your flicks, you're not going to have fun.
Will navigate his way towards Amanita, but unfortunately, right, the keep away using some of these longer normals, the discs. But finally, finding a knockdown. Amanita jailed in the corner, but the flick ending the pressure, and immediately Amanita is ready to claim. Regression. Just straight hits so far. No big pickup. Sets up for the mix-ups, but patience. There it is.
Yeah, but it's not going to be a lot of damage. It's only going to be enough to break that wall. Crillou still relatively healthy for what is worth, because that was a quick succession and Amanita was almost as dead as Crillou. Now, ooh, beautiful punish onto that 6P, get the grab, get the party going, and 2-0 for Amanita.
Very, very nicely done here. So maybe Crillou does the lock-in right here and is going to figure out how to deal with Amanita. It is their last chance to keep the run alive here in this week's Salty. So, you just need to have a couple well-placed reads, find those not necessary pop busters, those big counter hits, do the Potemkin damage, and the Millia character is no more.
Exactly, you need to find those openings, because if you are going to play into the mid-range, Millia has advantage with all that mobility. You have some range, yes, but you are slow.
Very slow. But you have armor to play with, so, depending on how the cookie crumbles, you might be able to cheat your way in, but RC not able to escape the pressure just yet. There's the flick, and Amanita, good recognition, blocks it out, and still able to keep Crillou locked in this corner. Blocks on the mix-ups, there's the running back in, close slash, and this time, changing it up slightly, finds the opening with the winger. It should be enough. Amanita, set point.
Not yet. Pixel.
Oh, not yet. Ooh. What a devious character. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, there we go. But yeah.
They did it to embarrass me.
Potemkin to be a very chunky boy with a lot of guts, but now okay. Combo Podbuster against the wall, beautiful jump over by Amanita. We're going to be seeing some blender on going with defense of Crillou, but that's not going to save him enough. Gets a knockdown, trying to put Amanita onto the corner, but Amanita is too slippery. That's the main problem. Yeah, Potemkin has the damage, but Amanita is too slippery. Millia just knows how to jump over things.
Only that is able to run this pressure so well that it's been really difficult for Crillou to challenge and escape. There's a mix-up. Final burst off the table. Millia from a distance. Good patience. Doesn't need to challenge on that hammerfall RC. Always devious. And just all of those movements, empty options. Opting for the throw and no challenge for Crillou. Just to show how much influence Amanita has over his defensive choices. And with that, it's going to be a 3-0.
Millia.
Yeah, Amanita at the end was just playing with their foot. At that point, that's how it felt. Amanita, full control, playing with the foot. And an important thing I want to say, Crillou was completely shut off of trying to go for any slide head or these kinds of options. Too risky. And slide head is too good of a tool to not use.
Definitely is, because it's like you said earlier with describing Millia, for very airborne capable character, so can easily navigate around the slide head. And of course, I don't even think really that's what Amanita relied on all too much, right? She just ran in there, made sure to stand at that, that very smart distance where your normals are very hard for Potemkin to challenge with his own fast buttons. And therefore, yeah, you kind of have to watch out when you do moves. Of course, you have armor frames, but you typically don't quite expect them to hit. It's more just like, oh, that's nice. They press into my armor frame. Awesome. But for the next match, Yoish versus Pietaa.
Duel 1.
The Zato that got sent on to loser versus Pietaa with that A.B.A. That's going to be a very explosive match.
And already big start here from Yoish. Knocking her into the corner, running the Zato mix, able to quickly unsummon him, and there it is, the looping pressure. Gets the throw, the pickup off of the leapfrog, and the Sun Void. The knockdown and the refund on the Eddie, just like that, keeps the pressure running. Pietaa going for a Euro burst here, very confident in closing out this round, so I hope for her that's the case.
Now beautiful pressure for Yoish. Pietaa still alive. Trying to put some. Oh, gets a one. Okay, he's gonna put this into the corner. This key grab. Get transformed, and now the pressure. Oh, the defense of Yoish is good. But Pietaa at the end managing to find an opening, only going for the regular hit, not transformation. Possible missing point, Jacker.
Maybe, but still, a very good situation here. Sends out the Cthulhu Super, even though it doesn't hit right. Yoish is forced to block it, and just like that, runs right in there with that overhead. So the hero burst working out wonderfully, right? Yoish next to no burst in this next round. And Pietaa almost back to hers.
Yep. Oh, Pietaa managing to get the first meaningful hit, and now transformation full bar of jealousy. That's not good for Yoish. Regular wall break, Pietaa trying not to spend any more resources, but now aggressive.
Probably wasn't expecting that wall break so soon, but still has Jesse Rage to play with. YRC, Yoish has seen enough. I want to play now, but jumps in, trades with Eddie, right? So no more of that. Has to use the invite hell to try and keep her at bay, especially now with no Jealousy Rage to play with. Super slow A.B.A. on the screen.
Super slow, but still very dangerous. But yeah, probably wasn't expecting that wall break, and now Pietaa on the corner without any resources. That is easy picking for a player like Yoish.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll see how this next round plays out. Both players very close to their bursts on the table. A restart here for Yoish, finds a throw, leapfrog with extension. That's the burst from Pietaa. He's going to be stuck to this corner and doesn't want to give a wall break possibility. trying to make the Jesse Rage Gauge burst work, but there's the burst. Quickly finding an uninstall. Meter is refunded. Quick block so far. The patience. Eddie is expired, but there's a Sun Void. It goes again.
Yeah. Another casing. Managing to stay off pietaa for now. And transformation, no more bar. But pietaa managing to get a good couple of hits. He kind of misses, but now Yoish is gonna fully put pietaa onto that blender.
Finds the command grab. There's Eddie back once again. So with the pressure going, trying to match with that 2P. Maybe shoot away Eddie. 5 tap does connecting. Leapfrog connect. Also extending, but unfortunately breaking the wall. Giving a chance here for pietaa to make a comeback possible. 100 meter for Yoish to play with. Gets grabbed out. G install jumps in. YRC doesn't go baited, and the invite hell to finish it. Yoish taking that first game.
Game at the end. But Yoish finding those small moments more on that mid-range. Getting the hit and then just confirming it because we know that it's a one shot thing.
Definitely. So here we go. Game number 2. See what pietaa has in store to close it out. Was really close, but unfortunately Yoish able to grab his footing.
Starting this game a little bit of an advantage, having one neutral. Oh, and now blocking that boost. It's gonna mean at least a wall break. Nope. Could not finish the combo.
Pressure keeps going though, and has that meter for that Sun Void after all, right? So again, another round, and this time pietaa opens up. There is the combo for Yoish. No hard knockdown, but has that Eddie meter to play with. Just goes straight into the Cthulhu Stupor. Catches out Eddie. It also hits Zato. Good block. Just IBFD pushes her away really far. Just needs that last hit here to try and close out the round. Good block so far, but not the second dust, and has so much meter to just confirm and keep the pressure going.
Yeah, Yoish was swimming in Richard that last game and still going strong. Finally, seems like Yoish managed to find its groove against pietaa, but now pietaa would contra it, going for jealousy. That's a lot of jealousy back.
Yep. Oh, try deflect shield, but she moves in so much. So effectively negating that option still. Yoish able to find an opening and puts her in the corner, very close to that wall break that Eddie is running out, but the 50 meter is there for the Sun Void. Keep the pressure going another round. pietaa getting impatient, ends up pressing, and just like that, it's going to be the wall break. No hard knockdown, but full Eddie gauge and a positive meter bonus to soon recover another super or RC mix-up. We'll see.
Exactly, we'll see, but it's gonna be another super, another Sun Void. This time is gonna break the wall. Eddie wasn't ready. Full. But pietaa very low life. Yeah, and 1-2 Pierce is gonna be enough. 2-0 for Yoish. This time showing a lot more dominance.
Yeah, it's been a big struggle for pietaa to try and get in there and you know, force her pressure on Yoish, because Yoish just, you know, decides to take it slow a little bit, capitalize on the fact that A.B.A has her moments of weaknesses, right? Typically not being in that Jealousy Rage form where she can run at a blinding speed across the screen to safely set up for Eddie when she, you know, has to instead crawl and you know, pressure ahoy. All she has to her name for a reversal is that master. The key is I forgot the name. Super.
Master is key is king. I have that's the moment. That's why I know if not key is king, and that is going to work in it. Oh, but now Yoish putting a lot of pressure against pietaa. pietaa was already transformed, but could not maintain the form.
Yeah, and here we see again, right? No form, no Jealousy Rage, and Yoish just playing from a big distance, right? Just capitalizing on the fact that her movement is slow and very committal, and poking her out when she least expects it to try and move in. Getting that hard knockdown, Eddie meter to play with, 50 meter as well. Just keeps the pressure safe, drive her towards the corner, and just like that, the tap dust into the leapfrog will put Yoish on set point.
He said point for Yoish, but pietaa wants to reverse fate. Goes into jealousy, finds the opening this time. Danzai gonna put some damage. And oh, but misses the last hit. Can get another one, but Yoish immediately going for the burst. And now pietaa has no more jealousy to speak of.
GG still had Yoish in the corner, so it was an okay situation, but now going into the corner herself. Tap dust does land the mark, but no further pickup. Null and void. Gets the Eddie meter refund. Oppose, forcing her to respect and block it out. Still, slight life disadvantage here for pietaa. Just hops right in. There is no burst to Yoish's name. Is it enough to kill? Not quite, but getting very close with a plenty of Genesee Rage to play with. And a round back here for pietaa. Now, they can stick to the board.
Yeah, needs another one to make it stick indeed. Oh, but Yoish trying to put some pressure for pietaa. Managing to bait all of it. Gonna go for a dig this time. Another one of this. Very aggressive from pietaa side. And now running without any jealousy. And Yoish is just gonna start the blender. pietaa onto the corner. Has access to burst. Half tension. But Yoish is just gonna say no and just gonna try to put it.
Yeah, big damage, plenty of Genesee Rage getting built up. 6P to immediately challenge some of these really long normals. So very nicely done from Yoish, but unfortunately, pietaa is waiting there on the other side to catch him falling down. And pietaa now with one on the board. Hashtag not free. Can we see the comeback happen? It's about time we got a sick comeback again.
It is time. The other time that we were on this kind of pathing was on the first game that also Yoish was present against PataChu when Yoish went and won that third game, but now is going to probably be on the receiving end if the story continues this way.
I will tell who gets the momentum first and who can carry it home. Yoish, one away from sending pietaa home. pietaa needs to make it count here to try and stay alive in this run. Coverage of the space. Frog on the low, 6P covering the air.
I am liking the way that Yoish is using that fight to just waste A.B.A's tempo.
Definitely. If you can just stick out of her range, right, especially with that 2S she has while in install, and try to burn her timer out, you could be pretty happy position, but unfortunately, look at how much meter she has to play with. Yoish doesn't want to deal with that. Wires he could get away, but the oppose there to cover for the jump in. Tap dust does connect. Not continuing to combo much further. Eddie's going to be about to run out, and there, that, oh my goodness, that uninstall actually coming in pretty clutch, slowing down the time for pietaa to react appropriately.
Yeah, but the second time not working as well. Yoish going for the routine by health, trying to put some pressure onto pietaa. Could not OBP there is the opening, and that's enough to kill. Another set point for Yoish. pietaa has boost advantage. Yeah. 6.
Absolutely, here we go. Knockdown, goes for the fuzzy, good blocks from Yoish, unfortunately not ready for that second part. On install, he is king, and look at that Genesee Rage to play with on this knockdown, and the overhead will connect. pietaa, another chance, right, with a perfect no less, but Yoish is still in that set point, so the threat is still looming.
That is looming indeed, and now Yoish trying to pressure. Oh, post doing God's work, and not even Danzai is enough to break the oppose and the reflect shade. pietaa onto the corner, gonna get some drills. Pressure again with the reset on the Eddie, going for the command grab.
Yeah, it was very devilish setup, right? Oppose him on her face to deny her any button press, and look how much he's capitalizing, just making sure to take reset after reset, right? Do not let the wall break, and you can keep her stuck in this position where she is without Genesee Rage to her name, and with also next to no resources to try and challenge you. So Yoish going to be taking it 3-1 over pietaa. Unfortunately, going to be the end of her run, but still a nice top 6 finish.
Certainly beautifully with Anna. And with that sequence, we have our top 4 locked and loaded. We're going to go first At this point, it's gonna be, yeah, PataChu versus Zato-VaN. There's gonna be winner's final right now.
Yeah, so back to, like you said, the winners final is going to be facing off against PataChu versus Zato-VaN. And yeah, back-to-back Zatos is going to be interesting, but in this case, right, with how long of a pause there has been between the winners side, right, PataChu and Yoish played the game at the very start of the stream. Then we navigate our way to the second winners and all the loser side, and now finally again, it's time for these two to play. You might have already settled a bit on, you know, moving your mindset away from Yoish's Zato and back to more a general sense, or recalling how you've experienced playing against Zato-VaN's Zato and what you might need to prioritize to defeat him in this scenario.
Certainly, it's been a moment, but you know what's not been a moment?
I think it has been a moment for the Matcherino, of course, Lapsons.
Indeed, Jacker, it is indeed. It's been a moment from Matcherino, so you know what you can do is go onto the chat, !Matcherino. There's already a link on there. And you can just go there, click claim code. It's a very easy thing to do, as Raj is showing you very much indeed. Thank you very much, Raj. You just need to claim code. Several options are going to show you for login. You can just pick Twitch if you're already logged in here. The platforms will know each other. They will say, yeah, thank you, I know that guy, he's swell. I love that guy. And then you can add 25 cents to the prize pool. Right now it's at 475 plus the 20 that Ace usually adds, so at least 25 bucks onto the prize pool right now, but you can make it bigger. We have 63 people on chat. We can grow it bigger and bigger, but now onto the game. We are going to run on the Zato versus PataChu on that scene.
Yeah, and immediately PataChu willing to just throw out these Honk Bakers nice and early to set up the tempo, right? This is something now that Zato-VaN has to look out for. PataChu not hesitant to DP. Maybe that's going to set up for something in PataChu's favor later, but currently just letting the Eddie run the pressure. It's been expired now, just backing away, playing from a distance, avoiding the beak driver. It understands that Sin is very great normals to poke at you if you're not ready for it.
But Zato-VaN finds a big counter hit that's that's gonna be the kill right now. No! Hey!
Pixel health, but yeah, quick trade. There you see that situation, right? Knowing that whatever PataChu does aside from blocking, a 5P will clear it out pretty nicely. But good aggressive start, finds that overhead, get him against the wall, not able to quite kill just yet, but backing away. Oppose, eating the hit, another oppose, and quickly able to unsummon another oppose, but there's the 2S. Out Andy away, and Zato-VaN now eating throw, stuck into the corner, empty jump throw, do another one. Aww.
No, this time tries to go low, but Zato-VaN, good defense, more pressure from PataChu, and this time Zato-VaN will get out of there, but will not go far enough. This PataChu is going to put him onto the ground. We are tying this first game.
And you know how these things go, right? The momentum gaming between both of these characters, very strong indeed. Good use of the flight to bait out a counter response there from PataChu, and now Zato-VaN comfortably keeping him locked in the corner, not ready to punish the DP sadly, so PataChu getting away with murder here for now, but not getting out of this corner just yet. Again, Honk Baker this time successfully.
Zato-VaN deciding to go for the flex shield, but PataChu still taking full advantage, gonna put PataChu onto the wall, not enough to go for any overdrive, but still good advantage for PataChu. Zato-VaN trying to close home advantage back, but PataChu trying to leverage their long range buttons.
Ooh, good patience there from Zato-VaN to call out the dive kick, but there is the big driver leveraging it all the way from the other side of the screen. RC for the pickup, PataChu able to close out that game number 1.
Certainly, it's more or less, it's even similar like the first match we've seen PataChu was also against another Zato. Leverage your own long range normals and specials, because if you can connect your big drivers, that's an instant combo. It's a one-hit starter.
So Swatting away here at Zato. There is no Eddie to make this character strong at the moment, and you can see that Zato-VaN trying to play a little slow, bait for a response, but patient from PataChu getting that counter poke into this wall break. Not enough knee meter, sadly, for that Tyrant Barrel, but still 50 meter now, full stamina to play with. He's in a good spot.
Certainly we are, and what we said before, trying to leverage those long range normals, but Zato-VaN, knowing that has the life and definitely trying to import something to happen, but PataChu just going to say no, there is your Tyrant Barrel, and a very quick round in comparison to some of those that we've seen.
Yep, your trial on life has expired. We go next, and there we go. Early start, stamina cash up, push more way to the wall. Ooh, and burst bait to boot. It's not looking good here for Zato-VaN. Explosive start, no knockdown, so a chance to compete, but immediately just like that, PataChu gets in there. No RC on the throw to maybe continue the combo, but finds the low. PataChu on a tear. 2-0 at the moment.
Yeah, full speed run. And as you said before, that was the only silver lining on the situation. There was no hard knockdown for PataChu, but just displaying a huge amount of mental, and Zato-VaN starting to feel the pressure of needing to go through loser right now.
Yeah. As always, you know, being on winner's side does afford you that second chance, but where you want to use it is most likely in that grand finals, and PataChu very poised to take that seat over Zato-VaN. So now Zato-VaN taking a slower approach, right? Often to back away, not enough, as PataChu right in their face, but an excellent IB puts him right in rope punish range. Still, PataChu so aggressive, not willing to let up at all. Counter trading, running him deep into the corner.
Breaking the wall, beautiful read from PataChu. Yeah, that purple was indicative, and no! That stand deeper getting the connection, that means that PataChu has a go, but no Tyrant Barrel, but still lots of damage. And Zato-VaN, very low on life, has some tension, yes, but will need to do a lot of damage for that to make it count.
Ooh, great air throw, put him back down to the ground here. Eddie is back on the table to play with, and just as I mentioned, he's gone. Still, no meter for either player just yet to make an interaction happen. FD disabling it, and that PRC whiffs the throw just out of range. I think Zato-VaN's looking at this, but like, but you were supposed to be the better player. What happened? Why'd you whiff your throw? I thought you were stronger.
Oh, PataChu finds the opening with that 5P. That is full combo. Zato-VaN already locked in the corner. The overhead connect. I think PataChu's pressure is good. Only one bar of endurance. Wow. There is another counter hit. Another one.
Yeah, that should be dead here. Great pickup. RTL to finish the job. PataChu 3-0. Over Zato-VaN. That first game showed glimmers of hope, and unfortunately PataChu just locked in. It's like, oh yeah, that's how you deal with this guy again.
Yeah, that's just... Already having the experience of facing a Zato first game of the top 8, and now another one. Yeah, Zato-VaN is a very strong player, but you already had 4 games of practice against Zato. And at the end, most Zatos play the same. There's so much that you can do with a character that has not been done. There are limits. Yeah, you can play a little bit more creative. You can leverage more your own normals. But there are limits. At the end, the most well-known Zatos will do more or less the same, and already having some experience how to deal with Zato, you are already downloaded.
Definitely, if you can deal with some of the consistent Zato setups and tools, you're already off to a good footing. Now you just need to find that final adaptation to which side the player leans in terms of what setups or buttons they like to prefer to press. So if you can, and it's usually that kind of like throws players off sometimes. Like, hey, man, I know how to deal with Zatos that like to press their 2S, but like, the movement, for example, from Zato-VaN is so far more different than that of Yoish that it's like, if you're not ready to adapt to the fact that Zato-VaN likes to just jump up, fly back, bait out a response, and possibly, you know, get in maybe with a sneaky eddy, you're gonna get caught with your pants down sometimes.
Yeah, that is true. It can happen, but when you're showing this level of dominance, some of these things can just be swept away. You are completely negating your opponent. But that's on winners. We have PataChu there, waiting now for 1 out of 3. It's gonna be 2 Zatos and a Millia. The
Yeah,
first.
so we'll see who the rematch is gonna go to. Is it Yoish? Is it Zato-VaN? Or are we gonna get the new challenger Amanitas?
But and also the next question is going to Amanita has another rematch, or is going to be a Zato mirror? Because Zato-VaN won against Amanita on our second game. So yeah, it's a very close-knit affair this time on the top 4.
I think the idea of a Zato mirror is kind of a horror for the Zato player, because I don't think Zato is equipped to deal with his own character. But we'll see. Maybe it doesn't even come to that, right? Maybe Amanita just continues on and Yoish is out. Only time will tell.
Yeah, but
Finds that early wall break already. Wow, off to a racing start. No, not hard knockdown. You couldn't have built enough meter in that time.
no, there are indeed limits in this game, but Amanita is going very hard. Good blocks on Yoish's side, but Amanita is certainly not letting him breathe at all. Constant pressure and just asking him too many questions. Brain overload.
Yeah, you might be nice at blocking, but guess what? You can't block this throw, and I'm gonna bait out the throw this time. There is the chicken leg. Great anti-air from the close slash. Can pick up here from Amanita, dragging all the way back down to the corner. Opting to just set up for a mix-up, and this time pushing you away from the wall, so able to extend the damage some more. Turbo falling on the same side and getting the run-up throw. This is devious and perfect to boot. Amanita's just off a racing start.
Yeah, and I think that was a double perfect on the round. Amanita is just saying, it's getting late, time to speed run this. And things can happen, but let's just hope that Yoish can get the party started. We want to see some more games go to 5 or 4 at least.
So let's see what Yoish has to try and try to stop Amanita's pressure, because again, the Zato character likes to be very much the conductor of the pressure game, the neutral, right? Wants to be the problem on the screen where you have to have the responses to. But when he doesn't get to do that, right, just has to block. This is a troubling character to try and escape from. Right? You only have burst and RC.
But Amanita, beautiful sequence there on the corner, getting that side switch, and that's a full carry out of one corner into the other, and that third perfect. At least to that we know.
Very, very nicely done. Excellent round start tool to go over the 2S, right? Just send the disc at him. But there is now Yoish anti-airing, forcing to navigate, but immediately runs in, avoiding the invite hell, tries to drunken shade, but steps away, getting the whiff punish, and Yoish once again trapped into the corner, trying to FD away, find a gap, but he just keeps sticking onto it. Quick press will give him a bit of space to breathe, but YRC denies it so fast.
Certainly, it is pretty much it denied, and but Yoish still alive, but not for long. We've seen Amanita just evade most of Zato's offense and pressure, and just running out of impact hell is not something I've seen people do.
True. I mean, I think it might also be thanks to Millia's run speed. I believe she is one of the faster characters, so it may be quite limited who can actually leverage that option. I don't imagine Gold Lewis running out of invite hell anytime soon, but still.
Don't talk about it. It's giving me nightmare right now. Just Lewis evading impact hell just by running against him. Ugh.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
But here you go, possibly the final game for Yoish here, unless he's able to make it stick on the board. But already an aggressive opening here for Amanita. Gets the mix-up, burst is claimed, posted at half health mark, but just runs in and smacks the Eddie away. 2P, low profiling under the jump in, very nicely done. Amanita again, locking Yoish into the corner, this time has the meter for that super knockdown, and we're getting to that final mix-up territory.
Yeah, and he says to go for a very basic mix, but not enough. Yoish not falling for it, but the fast fall. JH, there is another hit enough. Set point for Amanita on a very speedrun-like set. Another hit, another big counter hit, another starter. And Amanita is just gonna put the full artist combos. Messes up the last one, doesn't matter. Another big counter hit, another stuck to the wall. We're going to go for a reset. Yes, we're going to for a reset.
Person Yoish wants to take the turn back with her in the corner now, just trying to poke whatever he can to force it to stay there, but Amanita's just on top of the air options, full extension, and the bad move to finish it. Amanita with a very, very confident 3-0 over Yoish.
Millia.
Exactly, very confident. Just that's a point where you just demonstrate dominance. You know, yeah, you can evade almost any of Yoshi's options. Just go for it. And just full comboing Yoshi. That's the most important part. Amanita just said, I know how to do it. I am just going to full combo you. And there was nothing that Yoish could do. So now we'll see what Zato-VaN can do, because it's going to be revenge of the Zatos.
I'm just looking at the chat. Yoish is like, holy shit, I don't know what to do. I got washed. But yes, we are down to our final 2 games of this evening, and still disappointingly plenty of codes left to be claimed. So please do claim these codes. There's 31 left, and there's more than enough of us around here to do that. So head on over, click that link, hit that claim code button. You'll be prompted to sign in if you haven't done so already with a service of your choice. And once that is done, you have contributed 25 cents to the prize pool, supporting these players and the lovely performance they're putting on this evening.
Yeah, because I still don't know how we having almost 80 people enjoying this top 8. Only, what, 31 codes claimed, that's 19 codes. 19 codes out of 80 people.
Oh no,
How?
there's 31 codes left.
Yeah, 19 claimed.
Yeah.
Duel 1.
How?
Let's rock.
The math don't math, but here we go. We'll deal with the math for later, as already we see a much different approach to the mix-up game from Zato-VaN. Amanita not getting as free as an opening as she did to Yoish. So we gotta be careful to not feel... Oh!
Ooh.
Uh-oh!
Oh no, are we going to be witnessing the shall not be named R.E.V.O?
That's how it's done. Plug us so you get bad mood.
Let's
Okay,
see what...
it was Zato-VaN being DC'd, so don't know what the verdict will be. It was pretty early into the game, but that would have been a very nice opener for Amanitas to try and claim the game.
I think, yeah, it should be. It's difficult to say. I mean, it's going to depend on the judge's opinion, or in this case, Raj.
The judge,
Yeah,
jury,
Amanita's
executioner.
Judge,
One
jury,
round for
execution,
Amanita.
1 round. So it's gonna be 1-0 for Amanita as of right now. Yeah, should be what, right?
Didn't she burst as well? I think she bursted.
Yeah, but I think rules. Yeah, but them rules actually.
Then the rules. We gotta. Oh yeah, quick copy paste. No, no confusing it.
The rules are indeed clear. If a player disconnects / crashes during a round, they automatically lose that round.
Hey,
We
make
need
sure
to
that
keep-
your connection is stable, and if you sadly don't have the best routings to Arc System servers, it be like that sometimes.
Sadly, yes. RC routing is still shit.
Yeah.
But hey, rules are meant are meant for something. It's just to ensure a fairness to the game. And now, yeah, we have problem with the connection.
I think isn't this also quite a crazy distance connection, right? Belarus to Greece.
No, the problem is that a lot of times you need to do what's called a heartbeat ping to Arxis servers. And do you know where those servers are?
Amsterdam?
Japan.
Oh.
All
They
of
don't have
them.
EU matchmaking servers?
No, they do have, but you need to do heartbeat ping is a packet that you send to only tell the server that yes, you are there. Okay? It's like if you check the pulse.
Okay.
It's that simple. It's that you are saying them that yeah, I am alive. The problem is that they only have these servers in Japan because fuck everybody else.
Truth?
No, I am not joking. If Bolton is on chat, he can explain at the time that the routing for several ISPs was broken to go to Japan. Was a shit show that you couldn't
Wait,
play.
there are ISP routings to where? From where, sorry?
From Europe to Japan.
Ah.
Was broken actually. But yeah, no more doom scrolling, no more doom saying. We have Macherino codes. They're on screen. Please go grab them. We still have too many codes left. Exclamation point Macherino on chat. Go claim your code, please and thank you.
The routing issues reminds me of an interesting situation we came across. So, for some reason, for about 3 years, I think, Italians could straight up not play Central Fiction online.
What?
Don't ask me why, but they were like weirdly shadow banned. Like they could not connect to the servers. And it also slightly extended to BB tag on the moment that we organized a bracket for it. So that was a bit sus, but it didn't seem to be as big a deal as the Central Fiction one. So really, it's just one of those cases where technology is this black box that we only understand how to use, but not how it's put together. And you can only but scream, cry, maybe punch the router and hope that it fixes itself up. But you know, pray to the machine gods. That's all you can do.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
I am not enjoying what I'm looking on stream matches.
Big $2 coming in from
Oscar Novak. Yeah, your boy deciding to put $2 more onto the prize pool. Hey, Scar. You're a goat. What?
I'm trying to
Did I
read
see
what's going on with Amanita's PC. Like,
yeah, I am not looking.
Could you have not taken this picture as like giga blurry?
I know. I mean, taking a picture is not that difficult. We are not going to say that people don't know how to take pictures, but at least something that's not blurry, please. I can do some technical assistance. Behind me, there's a bachelor's in computer science. That thing symbolizes that. At least I can do some assistance if need be. But yeah.
I think this is one of those cases where you just press the F1 key, so it's a-okay. Another $3 by OCD, can't leave it at $7. Okay.
OCD, let's go, Scar. Thank you very much.
Surely your OCD can't leave it at $10.
In fact,
it needs another 0.
In fact, Nurtim. Please. Also, in fact, Nurmi team. I hope I am not butchering that as much as I think I am doing. Thank you for claiming your code. 29 codes remaining. 21 people claimed their code. 76 people on stream. Gentlemen, please.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah, we are getting there.
At the end of the day, it only just proves one thing: is that people tuning in hate Strive, and that's it is what it is.
People tuning in just hate giving people money. I still don't know why people do that. It's quote-unquote free money.
Yeah, I mean, there is of course the ISK insurance if you're worried that somehow this charges you through Amazon or whatever, where if you do see a deductible from Amazon of 25 cents for Matcherino, right? ISK is there to make sure that you're refunded. So no worries, we are not lying. This is free money. You are not paying anything. You just need to hit that claim code button. And Matcherino does some black magic in the background, which is likely just selling your information. But don't worry about that.
Yeah, I mean, welcome to the internet at this point.
True, truth nuke.
But hey, apparently Amanita's drive is booting up, so we should be ready to rock and roll
In an hour time after it's connected to the server.
Yeah. Okay, and they are clarifying it's an in-game round, so it's not going to be O'Neill, and so it's going to be 1 Hz for Amanita's advantage. I don't know how that's going to compute. Yeah, there should be no difference because we don't carry over tension doses, so we don't need to worry about it. So we are loading in. Remember, the first one is a freebie for Amanita.
Again, didn't she burst in that first round?
I don't know.
I think she did. So kind of lucked out there with the DC and checking opponent's connection. Big BRO coming out from Amanita, so something ain't quite right just yet.
No,
might be a thing of we have to close out this lobby and Zato-VaN hosts it.
Or something. So I think, ladies and gentlemen, we can call it Strife Earth. Yep, I was going for it. Yeah, Dagnut, I was also going for that. It is a certified Strife Earth moment. Rush, if you have the gift, throw it in because it's starting to happen again.
And we were making such good time.
Yeah, I mean, we were doing good. Only 1 hour and a half. We were already on losers finals. We were on pace to let people eat at a decent time. Luckily, I don't need to cook as much today. At this point, I'm just going to ask for permission to go prepare the lasagna I had. I bought for now. At this point.
Sacrifices we make to play Strive, Amanita's Risk of Rain to run in the shitter. But we are going to be going over to Zato-VaN's lobby to try, as Ratch describes, a doohickey fix. See if that has any influence.
Yeah, I mean, from time to time you just need to nuke everything and start anew. Sad.
Truth nuke.
Network.
Anyways, we are now waiting on see if the connection miraculously works through Zato-VaN's room. Always a fun time. See, like, okay, so this one is important to everybody in chat. If you want to experience Strive without the online experience, right, with the delays, and the connection issues, and the desyncs, go to an offline. Support your locals. Don't have a locals? Make one.
Yep.
Recently helped somebody in Slovakia set up their own locals in the area, and they had a really good turnout. A bunch of gamers showing up, more than expected. Everyone buying drinks and food. It was great. So I'm really happy for them that it worked out. So locals are not impossible. There are definitely eager beavers near you that want to tune in. But here we go, finally a connection, and now Amanita's going to claim that quick round so we can get right back into it.
Exactly, and if you can get your locals in a local esports bar, the better. It's a win-win situation for everyone at that point. But now that we are already back into our schedule, now we are back for real time Zato-VaN. Forcing the push very early on from Amanita.
Yeah, both players kind of understanding, like, indeed, this is going to be a heavy momentum matchup between these two, right? The first one to get that knockdown, the other doesn't exactly have the best tools to deal with and try and escape. Now, Amanita a bit on that life disadvantage. Immediately the challenge from Zato-VaN says, enough, I need the pressure going. That does connect. The Frog is there to get the pickup. Wall splat, and the Sun Void for the hard knockdown, as well as the refund on the Eddie.
Yeah, Amanita not looking good on lag department, and that Yellow not even breaking L, that's not good, and Zato-VaN taking that that life now, going back to neutral on life terms.
Yeah, the run in, good patience, but ready to catch the turbo fall with the throw. He's doing a throw of her own. With Zato-VaN now locked in the corner. Close slash, making sure he stays in the corner on the ground. Big FDIB pushing away, but able to slip through. And again, another side swap mix up. Amanita's keeping it up at a blinding pace. Zato-VaN not able to keep track of it just yet, but that meter, that burst gauge coming back up very soon. Ooh! No chance.
No
Amanita
chance.
taking that first game, very nice.
That was sneaky from Amanita. What a way to evade that burst that was coming.
I think it was even a deflect shield that was used. All right, I'm done playing fair. I'm DSOSing. All right, Zato-VaN with the threats that I have no idea what he means by, but let's see.
Deflect shield or obsession.
Okay.
That's what I got out of that take, out of the moment.
I wonder how that's cheating, so we'll see. So far, Zato-VaN off to a great start. Has Amanita locked into the corner, keeping that Eddie gauge healthy, but run up throw, denying the opposed armoring. Just like that, getting an excellent counter hit pickup. Unfortunately, no further extension, but as Zato-VaN locks in the corner, good block on the TK bad mode, immediately crossing up to the other side. That left-right mix-up, leapfrog. Drive the extension into the Sun Void. Doesn't stop, it's Eddie back on the field. Never mind.
Yeah. And Eddie is back at home. Zato-VaN still having access to burst is a big tool, and Eddie's use it. Amanita's burst is going to get online in a moment, but doesn't even matter. Good anti-air by Amanita.
Yeah, what a pickup. Falling JP into the close slash. Very nicely done. A little rough start here, but able to fall in, and just like that, the challenge on the command step there. Zato-VaN slowly building a life lead here, holds the knockdown, and just like that, left-right mix once again, full extension towards the corner, and will break the wall thanks to the super, getting that positive meter bonus and a hard knockdown to play with.
Good reaction there by Amanita, getting out of that. Blender. Oh, but now big pickup by Zato and both players burst. And there it is, Amanita's burst. But Zato capitalizes on it. Gonna force the penetrate without and Amanita very low on boost. Probably not going to get another use of it.
It depends. I think Millia has the ability to consistently break the wall a lot, that you can keep the positive meter bonus running, right? So most likely able to generate that back in time without threatening a kill too early. You can see indeed Amanita now prioritizing these wall breaks. Half health gone. There's a positive meter bonus. Immediately using the disc, navigating right over it, forcing Zato-VaN to hold these defenses. TK bad move, no RC to keep it going, but finds another hit, and Zato-VAN's had enough. There's the burst out, trying to let the Eddie do the controlling. Invite Hell finds knockdown, but the spacing from Amanita will deny an entry. And the throw into RC to finish it. Amanita 2-0.
Ooh. Amanita right now fuming. She's like, I want to get this done.
We need to keep it pushing, indeed.
Trying to speedrun it. Let's see if we can keep everything under 2 hours. Difficult, but still doable.
No chance, not thanks to the previous connection issue, so... But already... Yeah, Amanita's been doing like really great work on keeping the schedule on pace, right? Just overwhelming her opponents, just like this once again. Early burst being used, but there is Zato-VaN trapped in the corner. Finally committing that burst. Not quite able to escape the spacing just yet, but the run under. Now it's Amanita that's stuck. There is Eddie to make this pressure as difficult as possible to block.
Certainly, but could not convert into a full combo, but now the haircut good enough to put some damage, and oh, that's going to be opening Zato-VaN. Amanita putting Zato-VAN in the corner. The blender is starting to pick up pace.
Nice. And the overhead from the Bad Moon will find the mark, and Amanita is now on set point.
Good start by Zato-VaN, so they're getting into a full combo. Already doing more than half life out of Amanita. Going for the Shangbadung. Reset it.
Oh!
Wow!
Crossover, other side, turbo fall at the same time, forcing that throw to whiff. We're slowly ticking away here at Zato-VaN's health. Right, burst is still available. Zato-VaN getting really close to his, but there's the wall splat. No more knockdown, not enough meter just yet. Both players with their burst available. Zato-VaN in a pretty bad spot here. Still has Eddie on the table to try and run the pressure, but there is the YRC. Thanks to the wild assault, no burst to his name. Ooh. Wait, the TK Bad Moon OTG? Tech? And Amanita has taken it 3-0. Just an absolute Eddie Slayer today.
Yep. Choose had to face the first Zato and that lost to the first time lost to Zato-VaN on a 5-game series that was pretty close, and now just saying, yep, I had enough of Zatos. Let's just get this over with. 3-0, 3-0. Let's go to grand finals.
Yes.
So while
What is this messages? Zato-VaN threatening to close the lobby, wants to sleep ASAP, but
it's late plus the sun is in my eyes.
was watering my fish, bro. Sorry.
And they are indeed closing.
Alright, so one final room to be made indeed for this grand finals. That's going to be Amanita versus PataChu. This one is going to be tricky because now, finally, I think Amanita ran the gauntlet of a bunch of characters that runs oppressive pressure, but with a weak defense. Now we get to play against Sin, who also gets to run oppressive pressure and has a good defense.
So while Raj is rebuilding our lobby, I'm going to remind you once again about the Macherino. Exclamation point Macherino on chat. 27 codes still remaining. Go there, claim your code. This is one of your last chances. We are going into grand finals.
Amanita already in the room, just waiting on PataChu to appear. Tell him to pause his rhythm game. It's time to play once again.
Yeah, no more Osul, no more Step Mania, no more Rhythm Heaven if you are this kind of degenerate. I mean, Rhythm Heaven is very much. It's a very game. I don't know how to put it.
It is very a game, yes, indeed. I think this is always an interesting thought regarding winners and loser side pacing, right? Because some people really need the winner side pacing of like a good solid break in between games to gather their bearings, right? Cool down, reset mental, and then go into the next one. Other people are just like, I need to keep it pushing. I need the grind. I need the pressure, right? The stress. Back-to-back games. Don't stop. Otherwise, my hand is going to cool down. It's not going to be the best. Lose the run or bust. Facts.
Yeah.
Here we are. Final game. We are one away from half the codes claimed. So still, come on, hop in, claim these codes. Hit that claim code button. You'll be prompted to sign in if you haven't done so already, and you can do so with a service of your choice. Once you've done that, you will have contributed a code to the prize pool. You donated money, but you didn't claim a code, Scar?
What a person. And you know him personally?
Yeah, he goes to our locals from Germany.
Okay.
Awesome.
Time to score him, but now on to the grand finals we are. And PataChu getting the first hits, trying to get the leading boys.
And then we see PataChu ready to call out the air movement already. Jumping in, trying to snatch away Amanita's from the disc set, but this time winning the interaction, prompting the burst from PataChu, trying to back away, the 2P barely connecting. Not ready with the anti-air, but there's the mash. 2P driver, put him back down to the ground. face, trying to push him in towards the wall, but we can actually no. Instead, PataChu just taking a more defensive approach. Back away, let these big normals do the talking, and there is the throw. RC for the pickup. Wall splat, is it enough to kill? It is.
PataChu starting this grand finals in a very dominant fashion. No, even though Amanita put some damage, PataChu at that point said, nah, I am done with this, let's keep going. But now Amanita put on the damage, getting that blender going. Oof, not enough tension to go for any of the super, but this bonus is gonna be a good start.
Yeah, and already poking away at PataChu with these discs now close to the corner. We get the splat, not needed. We just let the super rock, and it's a round apiece for both players going into the next one. Both burst on the table. PataChu already trying to get that early anti-air. 2S fishing for the counter hit, early burst, but the air-to-air again. There, PataChu so nice with it, finds the overhead, driving Amanita all the way into the corner. Wall splat, no beater for the hard knockdown, but look at the life lead.
Yeah, the defense variance showing its ugly face right now. PataChu enjoying the advantage of playing a half gear. That's lots of advantages in that sense.
Half gear versus demonic packed woman, we'll see.
Well, technically quarter gear, so...
Ooh.
Yeah, but that's only a spell that is possessing Millia's hair. Apart from that, technically regular human. Only being taught in the assassination ways, but we don't talk about it.
Both players now opting to try and poke out at each other. Tries to use the dive kick for the air stall, but I think underestimated just how high that close slash can reach. So Amanita taking that first game in the end. And
Yeah.
you know, PataChu looked really strong, but when these rounds slowed down a little bit, Amanita seems to be able to tussle with the range of Sin, which is really impressive to do.
Yeah, a little bit too ambitious there, but it is what it is. You are facing one of the best and vertical anti-airs of the game. Things do happen at some point.
What it is, but already the back away, trying to get that beak driver up. Unfortunately, disc a little too fast still. He denies the pressure. Playing it slow, but immediately Amanita's closing the distance, jumping right in. Burst from PataChu. Tries to go under the disc, but doesn't quite hit the mark. That trying to get that punish on Amanita. She's slowly stagger pressuring and big bait. Catching out a nice bit of damage here as well as that 50 meter. No, opting just to not break the wall just yet. Throw will connect. RC wall splat. Not going for the super there for the kill is an interesting choice, but the DP whiff will seal the deal.
Yeah, that DP whiff. PataChu has been a little bit liberal with those DPs during this top 8, and he's been burned a couple of times already. Let's see if they're going to keep that throw continuable for us now. Amanita just putting good damage against PataChu.
Yeah, but there's a really aggressive opening. It's going to be a bit of damage, so not the quite full wall extension. Backs away, pokes at the long range normals of Sin. Good block so far for PataChu until, of course, I mentioned it's hit by the Kakao, but overhead connecting, not using the stamina to keep it going. Resets on the throw, crosses over. Very evil, but doesn't get the drift, I think, so no pickup. First the throw. Let's see what's the mix up here. PataChu, are you ready? Just FDs away. Up. We're gonna burst.
Not yet. On Amanita's side, probably going to save it. Yes, going to save it for this last round.
Yeah, double air dash it. Amanita finding an opening here on PataChu. Getting into the corner, anti-jump low, very tricky. Could have also swapped to the other side. There's the burst. Probably was hoping that maybe Amanita would stay in the corner, but not deterred and driven her to the other side. There's stamina available to use, but RC infiltrates the burst.
Yeah, managing to evade a burst, but spending the only bar of water that PataChu had available to use. At least gonna get the positive bonus, but oh, Amanita going for the sneaky insta fall. PataChu is dead.
You know, Amanita not letting up at all. 2-0 so far, so one game away from the reset.
Only one more game for a reset. Very much indeed. And PataChu will need to win 3 in a row if he wants to finish it right now. Or try to offer the... Or yeah, that reset. It's not something that you want. If you've been on winners all the time, say, yeah, I've been on winners, I feel great, and now you are facing a steamroller and I don't fancy a reset right now. I want to get it done.
I mean, if you're not deterred by the reset, right, you can look at it like, okay, this is data. Let's just try some crazy stuff. Let's see what sticks. What can I use to counterplay Amanita and try to exploit that for the next round? Or maybe just try to exhaust her as much as possible. Already a very good start here for PataChu, but I don't know what that option was. Didn't quite work on that Oki. And Amanita able to take her turn back.
Yeah.
Maybe when I lie.
It happens. We do lie all the time. But Amanita, beautiful Artemis could not convert it into a full combo, and PataChu gets out of the corner, but Amanita is not going to let him breathe. That's a good pressure. PataChu gets the DP, but Uno Compare tries to eat something, but Amanita sees it. There is a no eating zone, sir.
Yeah, you don't chew on food. Public, good. Counter hit confirmed there. Keeps it nice and simple. Doesn't quite get the full corner carry, but still a bit of damage to his name. Tyrant Barrel gets the counter hit. Doesn't get the wall splat too far away, but still knocks it towards the corner. Blocking the overhead stamina to make it safe. It's a reset throw. Oh my god, the frame kill option of PataChu.
Amanita, beautiful. That's enough for Amanita. Managing to get another game. Set point for Amanita. Well, in that case, reset point, PataChu. Set point to keep the party going.
Yeah, he needs to make it stick here if he wants to keep the winner's seat alive.
Good blocks on PataChu's side, but Amanita managing to find an opening. Going to put some pressure. The defense is good until a point. There's the counter hit. That is not good for PataChu.
Yeah, just look at that. The reset, good blocks here. Close slash. Goes for a frame kill and base the response there from PataChu. Big damage. Uses the super to combo some more, and a 3-0 from Amanita will reset the bracket.
Yeah, and the momentum is not stopping. 3-0, 3-0, 3-0. 3-0. Amanita on a complete roll right now. And PataChu is paying the consequences. So get back a little bit, take a breather, let's see, and reformulate what can you do. And what can you do is go for the Elfeld right now.
Yes, it's been a minute since we've seen the Elfeld from PataChu. Of course, when the situations don't always pan out, there is still the old reliable Elfeld to maybe just shake it up. Sometimes it may not necessarily be the better matchup, but it's about that feeling, the comfort.
Yeah, I mean, that has some tools. It has a good firewall that can inconvenience Millia, and the Rekas are very strong. But the thing is that you need to be at that point, so. But apart from that, no major gains on defense. In fact, it really works no DP.
Yeah, it's going to be harder to struggle out of these stagger pressures as well as some of these mix-ups from Amanita. And you can already see her capitalizing on that. Not too deterred by the longer range that Elfeld could play at with her projectiles. Does a mix up of her own, trying to FD away, close slash with the patience. Unfortunately, looked up by the Rekka. There is PataChu, throw tech, trying to chase her down. Unfortunately, compels away. Still expresses in.
Oh, Amanita managing to find the opening on up to PataChu onto the corner. Let's see what setup is going to be. No, there's no setup. Just pressure, and PataChu managing to evade most of it.
Very nice, throws her into the corner, sets up with the projectile. YRC actually puts her in the corner, but once again, the throw from PataChu. Amanita is back where she started off with, and the chase down, going for a deep double jump for that air throw.
Interesting, but Amanita, beautiful rounds are gonna put PataChu onto the corner and through the wall at the very first hit. The power of corner carry on Millia is immense. Now PataChu has burst, but Amanita is going to get access to the tension gate and the burst also. Whoop. We're going to set up the bombs.
Yeah, so Amanita on the clock. Unfortunately, doesn't block the right side on the grenade. Big cash out. Have to burst to try and stay alive. Using RC to shake up her movement, but unfortunately to no good effect. PataChu will claim the first game in the reset.
As of right now, that LFL switch is working out. The moment that PataChu manages to get a hit is just complete pressure, not letting Amanita breathe. Sin can do something similar, yes! But the moment that LFL gets the party started, there's no stop. And with Sin, you need to stop because you have 3 uses of the endurance.
Yep, and it's back to stagger pressure for you. So indeed, Elfeld should represent more of a knowledge check response to her pressure, as opposed to Sin is like pay attention carefully, wait out his stamina when you can, and try to pressure turn in, or just use system mechanics to escape. So far, early burst from Amanita isn't going to amount to too much just yet. The mix-up not being blocked correctly. Side swap here for PataChu straight into the super for that wall break and hard knockdown.
Exactly, this is looking very good for PataChu trying to put some more pressure. Oh, Amanita managing to evade this previous mix, but PataChu just 6 keys her out of the air and another overdrive.
Ow. Quick work here in the first round of Game 2 in the reset. PataChu off to a fantastic start. Has that burst available. Flies in. Just dust on his face. Okay. There's Amanita with the next pickup. Has PataChu in the corner. Tries to throw, but baits it out with the late air dash. Very nicely done. Already more than half health gone here on PataChu, but has a round lead, so probably not likely to see that burst just yet. So of course, he's confident in the win. Ringer for not quite the kill just yet. Gonna have to do one more opening, and the run up to A will do the trick indeed. So round a piece for both players. Amanita looking to equalize the score, and PataChu to extend his lead. The challenge.
Yep. Oh, but finding a good opening. There is another approach onto the recap. Amanita, oof, there is another push for Zato-VaN. More importantly, PataChu still has access to his own, and oh, there it is another. The counter hit against the wall, overdrive, and see you in the ground 2-0 for PataChu.
Yeah,
It is
beautiful
working.
Yeah, it is working. It looked a little rough there in the start, but never. It's not always possible to immediately properly switch gears, right? Go from Sin to Elfeld. It takes a bit to get the diesel engine up and running, right? So it seems to be chugging along very nicely now for PataChu, and Amanita caught a little in the wayside, not quite able to adapt. It seems. Still has moments where indeed it is looking like a Millia round for sure, but it's just something about how Elfeld runs her pressure, and as well as the way she can move in, challenge, and neutral, that's giving Amanita a bit of a hard time.
Certainly, the fact that the moment that Elfeld just gets a hit out of the wreck and you are now blocking for a good amount of time and being able to remix highs and lows, you're not enjoying that. Oh, but now, Amanita finally getting a good hit, gonna put PataChu out of the corner, through the wall, getting the hard knockdown. But we've seen PataChu get back from wars.
I mean, even when you're in the life deficit, right, there's always an objective to acquire in the remaining round. Of course, you'd like to win, but in this case, PataChu just looking to take that burst off Amanita. So might be able to just do it. Good throw attack from both parties. Now trying to snipe out, great use of the RC for the movement, and Amanita going to be able to hang on to her burst. One round away from putting herself on the board.
Certainly, but importantly, PataChu almost with a full burst back already.
Yeah, another benefit of trying to make a comeback happen, right? As the round goes longer, opponent, you have more options being thrown out, so that burst gauge does recover nicely. And here we go. A very strong recovery. Both players about half on the HP bar. Fading into each other. There's a full stick of butter for PataChu to play with now. There's the winger. Doesn't catch him from the grenade toss. It will, but not the knockdown portion.
No winger, only got halfway, and now the full 60 out of PataChu. That is almost the full conversion on the wall. There is another hit. And set point, tournament point for PataChu. Amanita still have full boost. PataChu has only half.
Yeah, but the way this round could play out, right, I don't see him not getting that back, right? So
Yeah.
Amanita is definitely onto her last burst and already a very aggressive opening here. Look at the damage is piling up. Sends the super, the burst is available, but man, I think you're 1 or 2 good hits away from dying. Opting to gold burst, just get off me, play it safe now, but has to find a hit here. RC to get force away in, and with that chicken step, no OTG, super, what, is this safe?
If it hits, yes. Well, if it
Yeah, I
did
think-
not, no.
He did not hit, so it was safe. Amanita, one on the
Exactly.
board here.
Yeah, because it's minus 39 on block.
No, I mean, is the disc setup, was the disc setup safe or not? It was.
This will yeah, I mean, most of those setups are safe, to be fair.
No, she needs it.
Yeah.
Imagine if her own Oki setup wasn't safe. That would be one hell of a thing.
Yep. It happens to me. Access Tornado is not safe, actually.
Lucky. But you're not entirely mix-up oriented.
I don't care. they gave me an Oki setup.
Great opener here for Amanita's had to use the burst gauge in a manner. Has that knockdown already chipping away at the health here from PataChu. PataChu getting for that burst, unfortunately not able to burst her in towards the corner, and just like that, you're back where you started. Amanita piling up the damage more than enough to kill. JP no less.
Yeah, that
Round
was
away from equalizing the score.
a little bit scuffed at the end from Amanita, but still managed to get that kill. And as I said before, Jagger, one more round to keep everything and go to the final game. PataChu holding strong onto the corner, gets out of there with the Rekka. That's a really good damage onto Amanita.
Yeah, able to use her own command movement to get away from the pressure. Just like that, another opening, and it should be... Oh, just turbo fall, reset. Great use of the close slash and that big counter hit. RC baits the burst, saw that the red ring did not connect, and that will do it. Amanita also poised the challenge for the tournament win.
So exactly. 2-2 on the series is the reset, therefore final game to be played today.
So here it is. Yeah, sticking to the Elfeld here from PataChu, not quite willing. Doesn't see the future in Sin, right? That went the way of a 3-0 Amanita's favor. So Elfeld has gotten you those first 2 wins. Now down to considerate data. Time to lock in to bring it home. Amanita is going to make an epic gauntlet run. Playing his big salty dub.
But at the end, if things had worked a little bit, it's better than seeing that it will not work at all. But right now, okay, good pressure from PataChu. Amanita forced to block and block shitted.
Yeah, I mean, really smart there from PataChu to end the pressure. Just like, okay, I can't keep it extending anymore. It's a risk, so let's just press some buttons that will push me as far away as possible and take it from there. Now Amanita has him locked into the corner, looking for an opening to try and close what little life lead PataChu has. But the great air throw response is needed to play, which needs to find a hit. Danger warning for Amanita. RC finds the mark, and there is the extension. Once again, PataChu back to tournament point.
Exactly. One more tournament point, PataChu full bar of course. Amanita gonna get their own in a second. Oh, this is the first time that the Fireball managed to get Amanita out of the skies.
Definitely, but fully towards the corner now. Here's PataChu with each record mix-ups. RC keeps it going, trying to desperately FE him out to no avail. Another pickup. Burst safe. Has plenty of damage to seal the deal. Here is the overdrive. PataChu takes another salty, denying Amanita 3-2 in the end with the Elfeld.
What an ending we've seen, everybody. That has been perfect. Amanita forcing the the reset with a 3-0 nonetheless. PataChu saying Sin is not working. Let's switch to the Alpha, and the Alpha at the end was started working beautiful. And then Amanita saying no, I know how to play against Alpha. Last game, and finally PataChu. Another Salty on their belt.
Yeah, definitely two different schools of approaching how to play, or like what characters to play. We got a true diehard in Amanita, right? Sticking through the Millia thick and thin. And of course, we have PataChu with the flavor pick of Elfeld, but also just the Sin there to really job his way through and making, using the dual maining to shake it up, get a comfort feel, maybe even cover for a bad matchup that Elfeld might just perform a little better than Sin in, which shouldn't be too many, but hey, who knows?
Yeah, at this point, I think PataChu can just go for personal preference. Both characters are strong enough as they are, and his knowledge is good on both, so
yeah.
it's going to be like that. But as we said before, this concludes the stream and the tournament. Rush should have the top 8 in one of these days.
If he did his job, stare.
I have it on my laptop, and I can't really put it on my PC because I was making it on my laptop. So it's gonna be on Twitter tonight or tomorrow. I'll give it to Ace so he posts it because I don't want to do it on my PC. So I don't have it on hand, but it is on my laptop, so it's gonna be posted on Twitter later on. Again tonight, tomorrow, whenever Ace gets to Twittering. But again, as you guys said, it is the end of Strive for today, and I was like already patiently on the side looking for someone to raid, and while I'm preparing that, you guys have your little shield spot. I already put it up for you. I already know what's up.
Yeah, here's the funny graphic. Zero Fundamentals 2-day event at long last, April 19th to 20th. Do pull up to the Netherlands if you can make it over. It is during Easter weekend, so I do know that flights are a little tricky to get at an affordable rate, but if you're within the area to train over, it is very doable. We got Blazblue, Gear Xrd, Gear Strive, of course, what you're all probably looking for, Under Night, In Birth, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, and the BB tag. So definitely pull up and check us out. Alternatively, if you want to do something this weekend, if any of you can make it to the Netherlands, then Project Lucia having their 10th edition big Strive local. I think they're the Strive local here. So pull up if you can. If you're in the Germany or the Belgium border area, check them out. Probably love to have you pull up and play Blazblue.
And that's for it. And on my end, it's not my. I do have my there's Twitter and at Calachos blah blah blah. But there is an event I want to promote. It's made from one of my good friends of the community called the Santa Quedada. It's the number 8th. It's in Santa Coloma Gramenet. It's gonna be Garou special. So Garou 1 and 2. If you want to come, I don't have the link on my hand, but you can just search it on StarGG Santa Quedada, which is spelled funnily. It's SNTKDD because we need to be funny. But yeah, Garou 1 of 2, the week of release. I'll be there because it's gonna be fun. Whole day event. So yeah, if I see you there, perfectly. It's in April with Garou release, with the second Garou release. So it's still a while away, but hey, gonna be good.
Gotta start playing those trips early, because while we're talking about playing trips early, come to Headstomper. I can, obviously this is not the right crowd. I'm gonna keep that the main crowd for tomorrow. But I can confirm that Xrd will be at Headstomper now as a side tournament. It's not officially posted, but for all the Xrd gamers, it's gonna be there. So be there or be square. Yeah. With that, I prepared a raid for rank. So I know you're probably happy about it, Yakur. Yeah. With that, I'll see you all tomorrow with Xrd. And other than that, stay safe out there. Bye bye.
Play Blazblue.
See ya.